Hello, I'm Martin L. Shoemaker, one of the authors in Robots Through the Ages, an exciting new anthology coming from Blackstone Publishing, July 25th, edited by Robert Silverberg and Bryan Schmidt. This book is a history of robot stories across the field of science fiction going back more than 100 years, including 3 new stories never before seen just for this volume, including one of mine. And I have loved the stories in this volume, and I would like to put together a video reviewing each of the different stories within it and share it with you so that you can see what you can get in this amazing volume. Next, in my review of Robots Through the Ages, I want to talk about the first story in the collection, Perfection by Seanan McGuire. This is one of the 3 original stories in the volume and is a story that is time-wise set far earlier than any of the other stories. Because in fact, as Robert Silverberg talks about in his introduction, the concepts of artificial life forms created by man or created by the gods goes back far, far, far before what we think of today as modern science fiction. And here was our opening. Mother says I am perfect, and so I am to marry the perfect man. Father says I am a pearl beyond price, and so I am to marry the perfect man. On this they can agree. Their ideas of perfection, however, differ so that I am not certain that they can be reconciled. From the opening story, Perfection. This is a story that harkens back to the Greeks, to the gods, to stories of destiny that plays out in unusual ways. This is a story where the narrator is expected to be perfect, but the definition changes to her detriment. Seanan McGuire writes fantasy under her own name and also science fiction under the pen name Mira Grant. Rosemary and Rue is one of her latest, and you can find it at the QR code included here. She has been publishing science fiction and fantasy now for a couple of decades, and we are absolutely wonderfully blessed to have her work open up this book. And more from the story. It hurt no more nor less than I expected, which is to say, it hurt like I was dying. He laid me out on the table and sliced my hands from the body in one hard stroke, leaving them to fall to the floor. The shock which followed was almost bigger than the pain. I looked at my hands, my dear, beloved hands, which had done everything I ever asked of them, and felt a wrenching loss. They were no longer a part of me. One of my fingers twitched as if my hands were bidding me farewell. And then my husband, my handsome, perfect husband, bent over me with something in his hands, still attached, still his own. And I closed my eyes, and the world went away. This is a pretty good snippet of the tone of this story. It is not a happy story. It is a story of someone who is at the mercy of others' definitions of herself and trying to make her more what they want her to be. And what this will lead to in the end will be surprising for her, for them, and for you as the reader.